What's going on, guys? This is my 2007 Toyota Camry V6 XLE. It's been a little bit of an ongoing project for me for a while now. To give you a quick overview of the car, like I said, it is a V6 2GR FE. Minor modifications. I do have a set of Stage 1 camshafts from Monkey Wrench Racing. With their springs, and I did the seals and all that good stuff. Next, I did 525cc injectors along with a 255 liter per hour Walbro fuel pump. When I was building this, I had the intentions of turboing the engine and then kind of ditched that plan, mostly because the transmission will not hold that kind of power, obviously. So my next step was to swap to some sort of beefier, possibly manual transmission, and the one I had in mind and the most reasonable option was an E153 turbo MR2 transmission. That was going to be about a $4,000 to $5,000 swap alone on the transmission, so it was pretty hard to justify, so I kind of gave up on that. Not to mention going to a standalone system and all that, supporting stuff for that. So it was a little hard to justify that, and the engine itself is a little pricey on its own. I mean, the camshafts weren't cheap, and because there's only one company that really holds a market for those. Not to mention, the money I had into OEM parts. So a couple other things I did with the car. I lowered it on coilovers, CX Racing coilovers. They work great. I love them. They ride great. No complaints. If I had to buy them again, I totally would. It is lowered. And then I have these ESR SR08s, 19 by 10.5 with a plus 22 offset. I did have to roll and pull the rear fenders a little bit, but other than that, they didn't fit too badly. I was going to run a little more negative camber because I like the whole stance thing, but with how wide the wheels were and the offset, I had to issue with the back of the wheel hitting the coilover. So I'm running about a factory spec camber right now. I think it's a hair within spec, negative 1.8-ish all around. So next I did a Mishimoto Radiator from, I believe it was an 06 Ultima or Maxima. Had to cut it to fit in the core support a little bit, but it was pretty much the same dimensions as a Camry stock radiator. I did their reservoirs too. I never hooked up the power steering, mostly because I was going to get rid of power steering eventually, and then the coolant overflow. The car has a ABS delete. And I set that up with a Willwood prop valve for the rear brakes, and I ran all nickel alloy hard lines with stainless steel quote-unquote soft lines. Batteries relocated to the back. It was to help conserve room for a turbo. Obviously not there anymore. I do just have this aluminum intake tubing piece that I mounted my MAF sensor to. Internally, the engine is stock, valve train bottom end, stock transmission U660E. Car does have a little bit higher mileage on it, but it was pretty well taken care of when I got it. So when I did pull the engine, obviously I painted the engine bay too. That's voodoo blue, just the color I liked on, I think it was the Scion XBs. I'm not a huge fan of it in the car as it sits now, so that color may change in the future, along with a lot of other stuff. So the reason I'm making this video is to give a brief overview of the car as it sits now, because Monkey Wrench Racing will be actually purchasing my engine from me, and I'm trying to sell the transmission. They have no use for that transmission anyway, so I'll be selling that private party to somebody. I'm going to attempt a V8 rear-wheel drive conversion. I say attempt because we'll see how far that gets. not something very commonly done. So to do this, I will be utilizing a Toyota Venza rear subframe, the rear knuckles from a Venza. I don't know what I'm going to do about a diff yet. There's a couple things I've thought about, but I don't know how I'm going to execute, and it's going to be hard to do until the car's stripped down and I can have a better idea and get actual references and stuff like that. So I know I'm going to have to cut into the firewall, possibly a good amount, probably tunnel the car to fit the drive shaft and so on. But the 1UZ is a decently small engine. I don't know if I said that's the engine I'm going to try to use as a 1UZ FE, just for the simplicity. Okay power. It's a smaller unit, so it'd be easier to fit in a front wheel drive application such as this car. I had asked around to get an opinion on what transmission I should use, and W58 is what was most commonly said, so I will be trying to use that transmission along with the adapter kit, because the 1UZ FE did not have a manual transmission that made it up to it. So you obviously have to find something to make it work. So that's what we'll be doing with that. The car is a 2007 with a 2010 front end. Real easy, bolted right up. I had to do the 2010 headlights. You will have to change your grille. The Toyota badge is also different. It's a little bigger. And then the fog lights and lower grille and stuff like that. But the fenders, the hood, don't have to change that. It all bolts right up, so you don't have to worry about any of that. So yeah, this is a quick overview of the car, really. Before I start tearing down for a V8 rear-wheel drive conversion, which I am super stoked about, and I can't wait to get started on this. I will be getting parts soon. I'm actually going to be delivering this engine to Monkey Wrench Racing next week. This is November 1st that I'm making this video. I'm probably not going to release any videos until I get somewhere in this series, just to not hype up anybody too much in case I don't completely go through, I don't know, anything crazy like that. Life happens. So we'll see how far we can get with this. I'm pretty excited, and I can't wait for everybody else to see it, because it's kind of a secret right now. A couple people know, but yeah, I'm pretty pumped, and can't wait to see the finished project, and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. So thanks for watching.